I think she's still alive. This is what I think. Yeah, I think that there is still something moving in her. Something attacked her, and pretty much this is it for her. She's got plenty food and everything, and this is just basically the end of it. This is pretty much the end of it. There's nothing I can do about this. It could be that she is dead after all. It must be bad right now, but soon she's gonna be okay. Would it be a car that hit her? I don't know. I really do not know. I see some evidence right there, if it is. Calling the police is not gonna help. So, nothing I can do about it. They will collect this from the cestna, and that's pretty much as what we can do. Unless I push her over there in the valley, and it's just a matter of time before the sun is gonna get. Let me see that. Yeah, I might actually push her down to the valley. I might actually do that in the shadow. Might actually do that. I'm not sure whether she's alive or is not. Whether she's still breathing. I don't feel her breathing. So this is probably it for this poor thing. The flies are gonna grow in eggs in there, and that kind of stuff that would have to be disinfected thoroughly. I just don't have what it takes to help here. I'm so sorry. I am gonna put her down in where the cool is. Don't make any sense to do this. I don't know how much I recorded here or not. Let's do it again. It was not the only deer that they found one here. The police, which investigated this stuff, found that it's a fence that is doing this to the animals, this thing here. They investigated it, and they claim it's because of the fence. And they had animals like this wounded. They took me to the forest or someplace where it was fenced, and they have deer inside. And they promised me what they'll do is they will just get one and do it for me to remind me, basically. This is fucking sick. Beyond sickening shit. literally demanded for me to compare the eyes. Did enormous MK Ultra, this portion right here, this location, gestured me also that the father had a macula, and when you have a macula, the best thing is to be dead, there is no solution to it, and that kind of stuff. When you see this, your father is dead already. This is Slovenia. This is Slovenia. They leave the proofs to remind this stuff. Well, that's a proof right there. I told you, I recall investigators that investigated multiple animals like this one with what they claim was a fence that did this. Somebody's going to report himself with a car, and they had somebody who reported himself with a car during MK Ultra and insisted that he hit with a car and blah, blah, blah. And he went on to threaten me that if you will say this as psychiatry and so on. So that stuff most likely is it right there. That's the way this stuff is. Well, it could have been, the grass is moving. It could have been that animal already was dead right there, and somebody just threw it, like the neighbor, the owner of this property over here. So the komunala, like I said, the same people who took care of the body of my father, took it to Ljubljana on a cremation. This is what they spoke about, the same people. They can collect the corpse of this animal too. This was heavily involved in MK Ultra. I was thinking about, and I can't say anything until I actually obtain the evidence, until I actually get the proof. Hofer is right down here, maybe 100 meters, 150 meters from here. And this way you go toward Kirka Pharmaceutical. This is sick. This is beyond sickening shit. They just wasted the animal basically to remind of this guy, the owner here. He would meet the police, he would talk to them, and he was involved in MK Ultra, and he told me that when he finds animals like this, that he just throws them like this next to the road. He actually said that you're not going to go by any chance, and really pushed the animal down as I was going to do it. I was, for a moment, assumed that might have been still alive, the poor thing. And it's just not. This is beyond sick shit. This is how they saw my father. About 150 meters from here is a Hofer store. And the police demanded from me in front of the Hofer store to give them a green light to get my father killed, claiming me everything in his life is so difficult and awkward because of him. This is shit, not the people. This owner of this place that got this fence all around here, I don't know what happened now, but he made a noise here. I wasn't even sure about what goes on, because they keep playing with the bicycles, they keep doing stupid shit. This individual claimed that this is where animals are crossing right there, and that there is nothing he can do about it. There is nothing he can do about it. So basically, other than at times he picked them up and throw them for the komunala, like I said, the one that took care corpse of my father, body of my father, and took it for cremation, so they can pick up the animal from the side of the road. This is fucking disgusting, man. Fucking disgusting. This country is a fucking disgrace on the map, I tell you. Gotta be careful with this shit, because they literally, talking about the police, what they do is they watch the video as I post and literally communicate people if they were involved in MK Ultra. They investigate who the person is. They have a database, and what they'll do is they call the people up so the people can file a complaint against me for taking photos of the license plates and stuff like this. It never happened before. But what did happen was, this fucking animals from Novo Mesto police station, which is not too far from here. This is just maybe 1 kilometer from here, 1 kilometer, maybe and a half, they had people that started to insist me during MK Ultra that they would be deliberately coming out of the homes whenever they would see me doing some documentary, a video, movie. This is how the police protected themselves from what I explained to you were determined they would do. They would absolutely, every opportunity, whenever would have a chance, if somebody was involved in it, they would have them file complaints against me. It might have been right here, or it might have been a place similar to it that they had in the middle of the forest, whatever the hell that was. But it was a road like this one, and it was the entrance, and they would drive me inside, and then inside they would have like fence, and they would have a deer inside. And they told me that's a sanctuary for them to recuperate from the wounds if they suffer. So this is a culprit, supposedly. This fence said that they just stuck, I wonder if they changed the fence also because of the, how can I say, because of this I don't even understand how this stuff here could be legal at all. I don't get it, because it's enormous, it's immense, and animals be crossing here, and if they keep animals inside, it's totally illegal. It's totally illegal to just keep animals inside. Yet, this is basically the way they do it. They had me walk here. Not walk, but I was tortured also inside in here. This was a heavy torture location. These owners were involved in the torture. Milan Kuchan, Golop, this was the location, police, local police. Privatized, or I should say fenced up on both sides of the road. I don't know how it is, but they needed to do a crime to get the permit for this kind of stuff. It's a huge forest that is just fenced up, and I think that's illegal totally. Alright, so this is the location where we're at. This is where you would go in the direction of where I was coming from, and then you turn this around, and you see all this forest, beautiful here. You continue and you go toward Kirka Pharmaceutical, like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. Let me have a turn around, like this. Let's go back. Okay, the police would take me to some location. I believe it's not even too far from here, where there would be a road exactly like this. I would surely cut my fingers off. The way this stuff was done in such a way that I could guarantee with my fingers that it's called obora. You know what obora is? That's in Slovenian. I don't know how you say that in English, but it's called obora. And this thing looks like this. That's exactly what you see here. That's obora, right? Fenced like this. You would have a wild animals, beautiful deer inside. And what the Slovenian animals from the Novo Mesto police station did, the investigators,
they started to guarantee me that inside of this forest there is such a thing like obora. Vgozdu. No, none of the stuff that you see here, but really the stuff that it would be like it would be in the forest that you have seen right there, but it would be flat and with a road exactly like the one you have seen right there. And this must be in an area here. It's got to be in the vicinity here of the Novo Mesto. I know that for sure. Because I know that during MK Ultra I noticed it. I was wondering where the fuck this place is. Okay, it would be like this, and it's with a fence around in the center of this wood forest, I should say, privatized forest that is all fenced up. There is a fence and there is a lot of deer inside, and it was a farmer who claimed that that's his private obora, and he keeps one because of the animals like the one that I demonstrated you today died like this, got damaged. He started to claim that there was more animals that got themselves into that harmed and stuff like this. And what he would do is that he would put them inside of this forest in this, that there is another fenced area for these animals, which is bullshit. It's a bunch of the Novo Mesto police horse shit. It's a bunch of the Novo Mesto police horse shit. And I know so this guy, and I'm not sure that it was this guy. I don't know how much this guy knows about this stuff, because it doesn't make fucking sense either. This is also forest here, yeah. There is also trees here, sure. But this is not enough to do that stuff. It doesn't make absolutely any sense. They, with the police, would deliver me to a farm, which was on a very sort of similar location as this one here. And they would start to take me from the farm into the forest and claim me that this is where they have the wild animals and they rehabilitate them and so on. Schizophrenia. Total Novo Mesto schizophrenia. I do not believe this shit. Not even for a second. But this was characteristic for the animals from Novo Mesto police station. Those that wear blue jackets. In this case, actually, for those that are not, that wear civil clothing, pretend to be police investigators. They did this shit. And I know that might have not even been in the Novo Mesto. Maybe not even an area of the Novo Mesto. But timing-wise, that I felt the difference, surely was in Slovenia, and it must have not been far from here. I don't know. But you can get in 1 hour here in Slovenia, you can get all the way to Ljubljana. And that's about 70 kilometers from here. So where the fuck was this place? I estimate, driving-wise, a ride about I don't know, maybe 30 minutes maximum of driving, in whatever direction that is. But what is fascinating to me the most is that the road itself, yeah, this is the farmer that was involved in MK Ultra, these people here. This entire everything in this area, everybody was involved in this brainwash, in this police brainwash. Every fucking one of them. Every one of them. Every one of these houses around the Kirka Pharmaceutical Company. The whole city was involved in this. What is disturbing to me is that they try to convince me, at whatever cost it takes, that this place here, this forest, let me demonstrate you from the air point of view. We were at the farm. This farm is located like here, this thing. And this here, this is no fucking way something like this would have been possible. But they insisted and insisted that that's exactly what it is. Based on this police driving and stuff like that, they claim that they try to make an impression like that like you would go here somewhere, which I have not even seen where would that be possible. You would be driving, and then in the middle is this obora where they have these animals, again fenced, and that's what they try to present me this thing here as. They had this individual from here who was involved in it and claimed that that's what he's doing. And they had also whoever the owners are here, they have them involved in a torture since like 1980, like sometimes like in 1985, they would heavily torture, so here in this area. And this was sometimes in 1987, 1986, it became evident this was all Milan Kuchan that was doing with the local farmers, whoever was the owner of this. They were negotiating the stuff, whatever the hell went on with the Milan Kuchan. Eventually, they even spoke about that they're not supposed to be fenced, that it's illegal, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it became fenced. It eventually became all fenced up. I have no idea. There's a psychiatrist, Peter Kapsch, who stick fingers into this stuff, and who the fuck knows what's going on here with this stuff. I don't know. But I gave you with the proofs, with the stuff, that none of it that police was talking about, other than what you have seen me here, right here, talking to you about this deer, about the way they did, the way they presented this to me, which is truly, truly disgusting. That's my father, and I believe my father is still alive. I'm not giving up on my father. I will fight to the bitter end when it comes to the father, and I want this thing I want my father back home. There is such a thing, truly, that is very difficult to cure a yellow spot. Yellow spot, what is yellow spot? Let's see here, because I have this internet here, so this is a yellow spot. No, not really. Pinguicula, I don't know anything about Pinguicula. I never heard of this one here. I mean, I did heard of this before, but we got better shit. Why the hell am I getting this stupid stuff? It's called MACULA, C-U-L-A, MACULA, yeah. So basically, this shit is retina, you know. This shit is actually curable. This used to be that this not used to be curable. And when I was meeting my father at the home for elderly people, because he used to get injections in his eyes. This is fucked up completely, horror. Indicated him that I will pay him for that surgery for wherever the hell it takes to make him see again. They do have a technology that helps you. It's extremely expensive. We were discussing this with the Robert Golob, with the Milan Kuchan. I don't know how much money the fuck it costs. But why the hell to give up now when all the proofs about MKH, about everything are out? I told my father, don't do this shit. Don't do this stuff. If you're going to do anything, then talk to me about these things. The second thing, he had a problem with the veins on his legs. On my videos, numerous videos, you can see me I did not post them on the internet. I didn't want to post this shit on the internet. I was telling him, listen, I'm going to take you to physicians, and police did evaluate this stuff. During MK Ultra, they also brainwashed him on these issues. They didn't want to leave any kind of question, knowing that I know about these things, that father would not be aware of it when I would come to visit father. And so what I was doing also is I was also telling him, listen, on the legs, all those veins that you have and that stuff, they put you inside of the veins, they put you tubes, and your legs won't hurt, it will be okay, everything is going to be perfect, it's going to be fine. Third thing, the biggest problem that he had was a stroke. I told him, take it easy. I told him it's a brain implant, it's a brain stimulation electrode. I'm going to get you this one. I will be the one who's going to pay and take care of that stuff so that you can have and you can continue to live normally, practically. Have absolutely everything, and fishing and everything. We're going to get you people that will help you rehabilitate and so on. And police, the way the police interpreted this is not the way I have absolutely anything to do with it. Whatever police searched for yes answers to their questions, but those yes answers to their questions have nothing to do with me. This isn't my reality. This is a bunch of crazy fucks that did stuff based on whatever got into their brain that they're gonna push and lie, obviously, to certain people and basically go through. It's got nothing to do with me. I want my father back. Fuck you and your crazy, insane deer. I have also a video about how they compared him at Morgue, where I was, where they would deliver me during MK Ultra, and they had him laid down. They compared him with the tags on the legs with the chicken inside of the supermarket, inside of the store. These people are fucking sick, and so this kind of brainwash doesn't work here. I'm asking United Nations, I'm asking International Criminal Court, I'm asking Europol, Interpol, FBI, CIA, all these police departments that you were involved in. Do your fucking job. Move your butts and start doing something that's going to make a difference in the eyes of the people in your case. Because the way you did this stuff together with your Slovenian partners is not, this doesn't look legitimate. It doesn't look good. This is not democracy, the way you treat these things. This is bullshit. This is disgusting. It's sick. It's sickening. Maybe good for your British royals over there in Britain. Do with them stuff like this. But I don't see how I deserve this, nor my father. When father deserved a corrective action, yes, it was time like this. You didn't do absolutely anything about it when I insisted. When the whole thing comes to an end, I eventually will have the money. That's when you start to make things basically according to your appetites, according to your logic, not laws, violating laws, raping laws even more, causing more bullshit basically. This is not a police. This is not what you are identifying yourself, equaling yourself with some Slovenian garbage here in blue uniforms. It's a regular terrorist garbage, shit like the one from Moscow. What the fuck are you doing with this? Where the hell are you going with it? And I'm asking people for accountability in this case. So many of you were involved in it. Are you just gonna sit back and watch all this shit based on MK Ultra scenario program that was handed in your hands for you to do nothing, basically to what? I mean, this is how you want to have it? Huge criminal network of people involved in this through literally see nothing, hear nothing, and also know nothing. Do a whole lot of damage. It's nothing more than a damage till you stop this. And you guys haven't done absolutely anything about my case. You are busy studying Epstein, and you're busy studying the cases which are used to shadow my case. But you seems like you're not interested. You don't want to know anything about this case. So, yeah, that's all I want to say about this video. Sickening stuff with this police. And they always try to get some kind of proofs for the paranoia and stuff like this. That farm right there, that shit is not even connected to the forest that I was passing next to. It's just got a small forest right behind. The investigator from Novo Mesto Police Station 2022, when he met me in respect to my father's medical files when I came to request, because I wanted to be carer of my father, because I want father at home. One time I managed to get him home, but father was simply, I had absolutely no way to request from the father to give me the, how do you say that? It's like you're giving authorization to take care of the person. You become his carer. And therefore, the pension, the funds, they go to your account, and from that pension, from those accounts, you buy a food, a stuff that person needs. In this case, this will be my father, which police alone insisted me that's the way it should be. This is what I should do. That mother is not going to take care of him. A neighbor, Method Yerman, investigators that were coming here. It's going to be too late for him, blah, 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 blah. They did not give a fuck about my father, but that is something definitely that needed to be done. Obviously, this isn't going to make any financial difference for me now. It definitely would make financial also difference for me if I would also take care of the father, because he had a very good pension. He had a pension, very good pension, that easily could provide him with, if I was taking care of him at home, with the best meals, with healthy meals, I should say, with, you know, basically the food that he needs to maintain himself, and also giving him decent allowance to fish, to do whatever the hell, you know. I did not took from my father not even one, or from my mom not even 1 cent ever throughout my lifetime. I'm 54 years old. However, the food the mother was buying was just not suitable as a food. That was just simply not suitable as a food. And that had a heavy impact on me and on father, and so on and so forth. Which, as I stated, with his pension, if I would become his carer, all through the entire thing would have been avoided. Never would have happened. Never dependent on his money, that I would be taking him money or anything like this. My father was such that he always kept to himself absolutely everything. In that sense, he was quite sick person in many senses. Whatever was normal for, I don't want to get into this. For other families already, cars, all that stuff they would give to the kids and stuff like this, I never ever. And I didn't even want from my father absolutely anything. Okay, now in this case, in this kind of situation, as it was, that was a handy thing to do, the only right thing to do. After I got him home from the hospital, mother got him right back to the hospital. I had absolutely no authority, no power, nothing to keep him at home. Based on MK Ultra scenario. Exactly based on MK Ultra scenario. No way to get him home from home for elderly people. There was absolutely nothing I possibly could do about it. He was left with nothing other than to prove MK Ultra case and squeeze local police to investigate this thing and stop this thing so that I could quickly get my father at home, from home for elderly people, and take care of him. Yet Slovenia have chosen to continue through this financial strangulation to impose their own rules, their own way, their own agenda, and finally killed him. This is the way it was. It was using him at home for elderly people to cause as much damage to me, physical damage to me as possible, with absolutely all the efforts which I invested in it equal to zero, equivalent to zero success. Yeah, supposedly that he was scheduled to be killed in 2024 by the police, but still, I feel like a loser today. I don't feel like I accomplished anything. And when you prove me that I'm a loser, you're in a lot of trouble. I was breaking my spine to get my father going. And what you are doing is you are loading him with the viruses and you are poisoning his bronchi. You were making him asthmatic problems so that he could, for everything I invested in it, for the price of my own spine, lose over the course of 2 weeks, as he would be again on the bed doing nothing. It was a systematic killing that lasted for 4 years. Still don't give up on my father. I want my father back. My father did a lot of bad shit. Still, this is a father. And you, state prosecutors, judges, as I previously stated, you're not gods. You're shit together with the Slovenia. When corrective actions were necessary and should have been enforced by the law, you have done absolutely nothing about it. You screw me up. You used him to throw me and mom, I should say my niece and my sister used my mom and him to throw me into the psychiatric hospital. When this case came to an end, when there's absolutely no way to reject, that's when you go, you fucking whack him. So you're doing the stuff basically that fits your agenda, the way you see it, the way you interpret the law, not according to the law. Yeah, I'm going to put the video below about the... It's a bit... It should have been also examination of the father that I did, that I should include. And I am not going to include that examination. You know, when I came to examine the father, his body, his corpse, as I entered this room, I didn't want to be inside of the room. I wanted to get the fuck out of that room as fast as possible, based on police instructions. You know, when I told you about on the video that every second, they teach me, these physicians, doctors, police, they teach me that every second longer that I stay inside of the room with the father, the more difficult it's going to be to resuscitate him. You understand? So I was nervous as fuck when I came to the father, and I wanted to see his body, feel his body, and his body was so warm. And when I touched his body, and all I wanted to do is get the fuck out. Just out. And I told mom, out, quickly out of there. I examined him. And I was out because why? Because I was certain that we are going to meet again. I was certain, based on MK Ultra brainwash, that my father, as soon as we leave out of there, that it's going to be revived. The biggest problem that I had is because of this, because of these threats, they're going to kill him and this and that. Stuff that I describe on the blog. they insisted if you're going to even mention the father by the Friday when it's going to be a funeral. What the fuck am I talking about? This is Thursday when it's going to be a funeral. No, Friday is going to be a funeral. We are going to kill him and stuff like this, that kind of stuff. I was confused, like somebody would like somebody would beat the shit out of me. Because the last thing I wanted to do is this is MK Ultra, folks. You don't understand it. They load you with the lies, with the stuff. It's so violent that it's impossible to explain. Scared like a shit that actually I'm going to end up even getting my father killed for giving out the media, the stuff, and so on. And so I had to find the way to recall absolutely everything about the stuff that went on in such a way so that it would be beyond, I'm not going to say beyond credible, but totally natural the way they were actually doing. That means recall entire MK Ultra shit that went on. And that's exactly what I did. And that's when I striked. That's when I started. If you notice that shit, the first day, I didn't even post anything about this stuff. And then the second day is when I strike. The second day is when I hit. Because I knew exactly what I have to do so that they would not go and do something like this. I explained them, give my father back. Don't fuck with my father. My father, I want my father back. It is just as simple. There are 2 uncles that are missing, and 2 have gone missing now in 2025 and 2024. One is Anton Ausets, and the second one is Miroslav Jasnic. Both were cousins of my father. Both were involved in MK Ultra. Both gave, at a certain point, company to my father at some kind of resort location. And they told me that they're going to be with my father and stuff like this. And I told them, I'm going to be also with you guys, nah? So they said, no, you're not going to be liking this. They were very sad. You're not going to be liking this stuff. You will not like that and this and that. They had a problem with a heart. The other one had a problem with a stroke, and that they're going to be helping one another. They're going to be together. They're going to be taking care and that kind of stuff. And it just the way they did this stuff is so deprive you of the sanity, position the whole thing in such a way so that I do have a peace, because the peace you don't gain in the final moments. I was so angry at the father, man, because he was doing stupid shit beyond believable. Protecting with the silence killers that did this stuff is just total stupidity. Wasting a single fucking minute, hour on home for elderly people rather than to start a rehabilitation program and rehabilitate yourself and go on about the life is just a stupid shit. Maybe would have a better quality of life than he used to have. He did have an eyesight that was so, yeah, I get it. And he was capable to walk and this and that, but he had a pain in his legs, and he no, he did not have a stroke yet back then, but there is certain things, if you are financially capable, that you can gain, and there is certain things that you will not gain because of the problems that accumulated. But in my opinion, his life would be okay. So Yeah, they gave me the way the police did this shit is just is sickening. It's so sickening. This is the location here. The way they did this stuff is just completely, totally wrong. Totally not okay. This is the location. Let me do this. This is the location where I found this poor animal. And basically this is a Hofer store right here. So you got about 400 meters from there at the local Hofer store. They were convincing me why father should be killed and insisting me why I'm going to have so many problems and so difficult it's going to be. Listen to this shit. This is a police station. Look at it. This is a police station. And they were convincing me right here at this store, Hofer, right there, that it's gonna be. They stated me that insisted me that I'm gonna see once I get rid of the father, how much easier the life is gonna be, how much everything is gonna be smoother, and blah 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 blah. That's fucking sick. That is sick stuff. Police, literally. They had some prosecutors, whatever people, and it was in front of the Hofer store during MK Ultra, and they did this shit for several years. Just about when they threw me inside of the psychiatric hospital in 2014, 2015, 2016, and in 2017, I believe the father said that they don't want him and that kind of stuff. During MK Ultra, he stated that we don't want him and this kind of stuff. Realizing my father was evil, realizing that I want him. He was just doing his shit, basically. Maybe he's doing something else with the police. God knows what the fuck goes on. But I don't even care. I don't care. This is my father. You understand? This is my father. I don't care. I want my father back. My father is not for chickens, for that kind of stuff. Mom insisted that if I'm going to continue to insist that they're going to bring him back and they're going to take her away and stupid shit like this. I don't go for any stuff like this. This is just disgusting. I don't go for this stuff. I don't bite any of this stuff, and I want my father back. My father is not listed to go, and the way you scum did this is not what the law provides for you. You are inside of the European Union, you are inside of the NATO, and I'm going to find a way to fuck you up. You will play by the law. You will not be killing, especially not my father. I was going to say people, but you're not going to be killing my father like this. You're not going to be doing stuff like this. You're not going to, with this kind of stuff, you're not going to do that with me. You can do this with your parents. It looks like you are, that they gave you a birth in a pig's face or something like this. But you're not going to be doing this stuff with my parents. And I'm talking to the judges, police, scum, all of you, that you did this stuff without absolutely having any right to this. This police scum, what they did was when I was inside of they threw me inside of the psychiatric hospital using him. I swear to God, I had nothing to live for. Not that I had anything, I had nothing to live for. I have absolutely nothing to live for. And it was just a matter of time before I'm going to be dead. Now, when I come to the end of this case, listen, it was so bad that when I was inside of the psychiatric hospital, listen to this, with pain, with the cardiac pain as I was, 24/7 pain in my heart, it was so fucking bad that I was sometimes even praying that I would not wake up alive the next morning. I was actually asking God to take my life away. That's how bad it was when I was inside of the psychiatric hospital. And now, when I come to the bottom of all this shit, You owe a lot of fucking money. You owe tremendously a lot of money for this. Now you're gonna go and you're gonna fucking kill him. When I was a penniless, I was coming to him to break my spine. Now, when it's gonna be money to provide, ability to provide stuff for the person, not only myself, to go on with the life, you're gonna go and you're gonna fucking kill him. You're gonna take him away. So you're doing basically, you were using him to get me in the psychiatric hospital to choke the shit out of me. And when you have no control over, when there's nothing, not a fucking thing you can do about it, you completely destroyed, revealed, butt naked in front of the world, you're gonna go and you're gonna start, go fucking kill person and do like this to me. So that I'm gonna be left without anybody. And you're doing this obviously out of retaliation or something like this. You do this with your parents. You do this with your family, with your family members. You don't fuck with my family members. These are my family members. You do this. You live like a swines. You live like a pigs anyway. We don't do it like this. That's how you do it. Because you do with your moms and with your dads and with your sisters and with your brothers. We don't do it this way. I don't do it this way. You came to the right address. Here, I don't do it like this. I never did. That's your way. That's not my way.